Hello everyone. What we're making today is Salisbury steak meatballs that we're going to cook a little bit on the stove just to get a crust on them, and then we're going to be placing them in the crock pot. So what we're going to need is some ground beef. I have about a pound of the ground beef here. We're going to need some Lipton beefy onion soup mix, beef stock, cornstarch, some panko breadcrumbs. You can do the Italian or the regular. I'm just using Italian because that's what I have here. Worcestershire sauce, salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, olive oil. We have some fresh parsley this time, some Parmesan cheese, 1 egg, some baby bella mushrooms, some butter. We are just going to be using a little bit of that along with the olive oil to brown up our meatballs. And then I do have 1 onion here. I may not use that whole onion because I'm only using about a pound of ground beef. And normally I like my onions chopped pretty big, but with this recipe, with it being meatballs, I'm probably going to use like 1/2 of this onion, and I'm going to dice it really small. So that's what we're gonna need. I'm going to clear everything off and I'll come back to show you what we do first. Okay, I have my ground beef in my bowl here, and I did already add my salt and pepper. Now you're gonna add some of your Worcestershire sauce. You're gonna add some paprika. You're gonna add some garlic powder. You're gonna add some onion powder. I did chop up 1/2 of that onion. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. About 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. We have almost a 1 full cup of the Parmesan cheese that I shredded, and I did not pack that, by the way. And then I have my egg here, and I already mixed it up. We're gonna pour the egg right in. So now what you're gonna do is go ahead and mix this up, and then we're gonna start forming it into meatballs. You can make the meatballs as big or as little as you'd like. You make them big, it's not going to produce a lot. So I'm gonna do mine on the smaller side, but I'm gonna get this mixed together and then I'll be back. Okay, I have the mixture all mixed together. So now what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and form them into meatballs and place them on my plate here. Okay, I got my meatballs all rolled here. So this was the 1 pound of ground beef. That's how many meatballs it made, but it will depend on how big or small you make them. Medium high, we're gonna put some olive oil. And then I also have some butter here, but I'm not gonna put the butter in yet. Okay, now my olive oil is hot enough, so go ahead and add your butter. That's probably 2 tablespoons of butter. Once that butter melts, we'll go ahead and put the meatballs in. Okay, now we can go ahead and start putting our meatballs in our pan. And we're just going to brown these. I did turn my slow cooker on low. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to put these in the pan, and we're just gonna brown them, and we'll go ahead and put them into the slow cooker, and they will finish cooking in there. This is what we're looking like so far. I just turned them. You're gonna keep all of the remnant in the bottom of the pan. So we're not gonna get rid of that because that's what we're gonna make our gravy with. So definitely keep the juices in the pan. Our meatballs are done, so just go ahead and put them right into our crock pot. Now that we got our meatballs into our crock pot, just go ahead and put the lid on it. And I do have it on low right now. So we're gonna go back over to the stove and I'll show you what we do next. So with all of the remainder of the juices, we're gonna go ahead and put our mushrooms in. And we're gonna saute these until they're nice and golden brown. Okay, my mushrooms are golden, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 2 cups of the beef stock. Now I may end up adding more if I'm making something that I'm not recording. I just eyeball it. But we're starting off with 2 cups, and then we're gonna add both packets of the Lipton soup mix. And then go ahead and whisk this together. And then I'm going to get my cornstarch water mixture / slurry, and I will be back shortly. Okay, so I did use the entire 32-ounce box of beef stock. I'm making mashed potatoes and I want to make sure I have enough gravy for the mashed potatoes as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a nice heaping spoonful of the Better Than Bouillon beef base. Now this is optional. I just like mine really beefy, so I did taste it and I want more beef in mine. So if you like it really, really beefy, I would get a container of the Better Than Bouillon beef base. This is the low sodium one. I normally don't get the low sodium, but that was all that Walmart had. So I'm just going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to taste it again. And then once it comes to a boil, we will add our cornstarch water mixture / slurry. Okay, we are coming to a boil, and I did want to let you know that I added some additional black pepper, Worcestershire sauce, and onion powder to my gravy mixture here. Just go ahead and taste it. That's what I did, and then, you know, add it to your taste. If you don't want any more black pepper, Worcestershire sauce, or onion powder, you definitely don't have to add it. But now what you're going to do is go ahead and slowly add your cornstarch mixture. And we're going to just add it slowly and whisk at the same time. So I'm going to do this until I get it to the thickness that I like it at, and then I'll be back in a second to show you what it looks like. Okay, we have it at the consistency that I like it at, and it's going to get a little bit thicker as well. So now what we're going to do is I am actually going to scoop out the mushrooms and put them in a separate container because my daughter does not like mushrooms. Once I get the mushrooms out, I'm going to go ahead and pour all of the gravy on top of our meatballs in the crock pot, and then we're going to just let it cook anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. I'm going to be making mine with homemade mashed potatoes and then 2 cans of peas on the side. You can serve this with whatever you would like. Okay, this is what we're looking like. Don't tell my daughter, I think I forgot a couple mushrooms. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on this and cook it on low anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. 4 hours, you should be perfectly fine since we cooked them a little bit in the beginning. And in a couple hours, probably like 2 hours or so, I'm gonna go ahead and start my homemade mashed potatoes. Okay, the meatballs are done. I cooked them on low for 5 hours. You might notice some are missing. My daughter already got her plate, so I'm gonna plate up mine and then I'll be back to give it a taste. Okay, the Salisbury Steak Meatballs are done. And I just put mine over mashed potatoes. I made some peas for my daughter as well. Oh, there's a mushroom. Let's give it a taste. Delicious. Meatball with some mashed potatoes and the gravy. So flavorful and delicious. Love it. Nice and juicy meatballs. I hope that y'all enjoy this video, and if you make this recipe, please let me know how you like it. And I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye everyone.